you've heard me say multiple times, I think it's important to talk about grades. I don't think it's a bad thing to do a bait and switch. When people search on YouTube, they have a very specific question in mind. How do I get good grades? Right? Even if they don't search on YouTube, like that's an easy low-hanging fruit. I have tried for years to give answers to questions that students don't know they have, and it hasn't gone so well. I'm not upset about it, right? But I can just tell you, like, there's stuff on YouTube that like 15 to 20 years from now, people are going to be like, oh shit, that's what he was saying. I can guarantee you that, right? It's just the current stage of YouTube is not ready for that material yet. And I'm okay with that, right? I'm all right with that. But the flip side is, if we want to return, if we like, we need to speak to where the audience is at. And so there's no, one thing I would say is the better you do in your classes, the more authority you'll have, right?
Yeah.
When I say that I had a 3.8, 4.0 in my major, 14 A pluses, 28 A's and 3 A minuses in my undergraduate, that's a true statement. I can point to the fact, but like at UC, right? UC Santa Barbara is not UC Berkeley, but I can guarantee you that the same thing would have happened at UC Berkeley. It's just I wouldn't have run as much, right?
Right.
Like that, and you'll have that same authority. You already have the same authority. It's just when you actually go through the process of getting that, it's like a rite of passage, right? You already have that, Henry. It's just like you haven't. Anytime you set your fucking mind to something, you'll do it. So if you set your mind to getting 4.0s, you'll fucking get it. And then the nice thing about that is you can leverage that authority with those people. And then I think it is worth considering. I agree with you completely. And I think we can imbue our work with that, the concept of value-driven decisions. But I don't think that a focus on grades in the early stage is antithetical to value-driven decisions. In fact, instead of thinking about it as these two polar opposites, I would think about it as a sequence. After students learn how to get 4.0s, then let's have them, and while they're doing it, let's set the seeds of the foundation of that stuff, right? Then as they get their first 4.0, that gets them in, right? That gets that like brings them in, and it speaks to where they are, and we can use our leverage, et cetera. And then after that, once they're there, they'll say, oh yeah, by the way, that's not the only thing, right? Like all that work that you've been doing while you're getting those 4.0s, there's the next level, which is how do you build a career that matters to you? And so anyways, I'm not committed to that because I think you and Steve have to converge on that. But like that message that your friends were giving you, that's the same insights that I've tried to say in the past. It's just we have to, we as a team, I have the feeling strongly for myself, but I am no longer working on this myself. So we as a team have to converge on that.